Studio, do you feel like again? This is not a diss to Mark Fletcher or anything like that. It's just an analysis. Do you feel Mark Fletcher performed that much better? Or well, I'm asking you two questions, two-part question. Do you feel that Mark Fletcher performed so much better than Henry Parrish that he ran Henry Parrish out of town? And do you look at Mark Fletcher as a dynamic running back similar to what you said Henry Parrish was not?
I look at Mark Fletcher did show me signs that he could be that old school pound and give me the Brock 30 times and I'm going to pound you until you tired of tackling me. I did see that.
But did you see a dynamic running?
I did, and cause to me that's a dynamic aspect. As what Henry Parrish, he would get you, and then he'd get dinged up. He couldn't take the you know what I'm saying. He couldn't take that physicality over a period of time.
Studio. To be fair, Mark Fletcher went down to injury too now.
No, he just went down to which I wouldn't have played on that sorry field, him a frozen field. He made it and broke his ankle.
No. I'm not talking about that game. I'm talking about during the season. He went down with the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
So, by what you're saying, Mark Fletcher himself wasn't able to hold up.
No, but I ain't see him hold out 3 straight games for no injury.
Okay, I just wanted.
And that happened again the previous year too with Parrish. That happened the first year with Parrish.
You got it. I just wanted to.
I understand what you're saying. Okay. And then he's probably looking at the fact that if a freshman is performing at your level or slightly better, because you say it's not that big of a difference, let's just say he's slightly better or equal, I want to see the freshman.
Okay. But you didn't see Todd Gurley, Dallas Crawford though?
I seen Dallas Crawford. I ain't see Todd Gurley. Are we comparing Crawford to Gurley?
No, I'm talking about based on the way Twitter was talking. Henry Parrish was Dallas Crawford. Mark Fletcher was Todd.
Well, I don't think Henry Parrish got ran out of town entirely on Fletcher's ordeal. I think he saw the fact that Citizen is back, which is something that's gonna have to be dealt with. He seen the fact that Chris Johnson ain't playing. That he could have played last year, but Mario milked us on his carries. You got the other boy, Loud. You got some running back, Tyrone Wheatley, Humphrey. He looked at this like, boy, I ain't gonna get the time.
Hey, Studio, I'm glad you said all of that because if you are a transfer portal running back, why are you coming to the University of Miami with all that?
Exactly.
But they looking for one. But South Coast, same question to you. Did you see Dallas Crawford and Todd Gurley? Because obviously I'll say this: they are two different backs, Fletcher and Parrish. But I didn't see this wide gap to the fact that people are arguing about, oh, he wasn't running back 1. This is running back 3 or whatever. It's like, bro, obviously we know because this is our team, we follow them, but nobody else in the country is going to say, oh, our lead rusher is running back 3.
Right. Now, just looking at the numbers, okay? The numbers. So Fletcher played in 10 games, had 514 yards rushing. Henry Parrish played in 11 games for 625 yards rushing. Okay. So Parrish was averaging 6.3 yards a game. Fletcher was 4.9. Now you take away that one game that Parrish had. Touchdowns. Parrish had 6. Fletcher had 7. 5. So the reason why I gave all that is you have, and this is no disrespect, I'm just calling it like I see it by the numbers and what I saw on the field. But I use the numbers because, even though we see stuff on the field during the game, that doesn't mean we know what we're talking about. So, with that being said, basically you got Mr. ran all over the SEC before he came to Miami, but yet you have Fletcher who just was playing high school the year before. And I don't see a difference. I don't see it. And that's no disrespect to anybody. That's not a disrespect to Parrish, and that's not a compliment to Fletcher. What I'm saying is, well, I don't know, because I don't know. I don't know if Fletcher's that good or Parrish is that bad. I don't. All I'm saying is I did not see any type of separation. And then plus, with the way these quarterbacks were these running backs were utilized, I mean, yeah, Henry Parrish was technically the leading rusher for the team last year. Technically, he was. By the numbers, he was. But, I just, it's almost, it's just not the same.
What about Patrick?
And again, and to what Studio One alluded to, yeah, Parrish is sitting there looking at all these young bucks coming through and that are there, Citizen, Johnson, et cetera, et cetera. He's like, man, I'm getting out of here. And then to your point, Shad, why would any running back come to Miami with the folks that are in the running back room now? And I hate to go, got me going in circles. That why, with the talent that is in the running back room or potential talent, okay,
Yeah.
why do you need to go get another running back? But I don't see it. I mean, they're both good guys, but again, I just don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see a. I mean, I know Chris Johnson is fast. I saw some media talking about, oh yeah, 2 big runs, and stuff like that. It's like, okay, cool, but he's still learning the position. But I don't. There's no Clint Portis on this roster. Not a Willis on this roster.
I mean, Citizen, one of them dudes.
Oh, okay. So this is
Hold up. I'm gonna let you talk, Karen. That's why I say you for last, because I know this is something that you want to talk about. But I don't. And again, someone may say, "Well, Shaq, you shouldn't compare it to that." Why not? Because if you're saying the objective is to get a championship, then those are the type of players that you need on a roster to win a championship. Because apparently, to some people in this fan base, Duke Johnson wasn't on that level. And I don't see Duke Johnson on this roster. So that's why I'm saying this. And Wayne, I feel the same way, because Studio, not to jump on you or anything, but I've been hearing people talk about Shavonte Citizen, and to me it's almost like Robert Burns at this point. Robert Burns.
No, it ain't that bad. It ain't that bad.
Now, I just want to see Citizen in action. I just want to see what this young man can do. That's all I want to say.
Studio, it is that bad. I heard Robert Burns was a 5-star in 8th grade so many times to the point I started like, do they really rank 8th graders? Where y'all getting this from?
I don't know, but I seen one game Robert Burns finally got in and he ran pretty hard, and I couldn't understand why they didn't play him again. And it was you know how they do the coaches talking, the little recording after practice. The running backs coach at the time made a comment. I said, man, Robert Burns in their doghouse. I said, that man ain't getting no play down because he done piss somebody off, bro. You can hear it from the coach.
Same way with the guy that quit last year. I don't remember his name, but the running back that quit last year in the middle of practice.
Ooh.
I can't remember his name. I'm sure Studio remembers. Not Studio, but I'm sure Cuban remembers his name.
Who that was, Cuban game?
No, I don't remember.
You don't remember his name? But remember, he quit in practice. Not 2023. I'm talking about last year. Obviously, he transferred in 2022. Yeah, Thad Franklin, Cuban.
That is.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Yeah. No, see, listen. I told Coach Hayes. I remember I first got on Coach Hayes' show, and I told him, I said, I could look at that face and tell you he ain't got no motivation at all. He don't care. He ain't got no drive. You can just look at him in his eyes and tell it. He laughed so hard, and seen what happened to him. He got the best God-gifted body and build for a running back, but he don't got no drive.
I got to stop it there because this is the thing. People keep forgetting that was recruited for a different scheme, right? He was recruited for the scheme that Mario was on, right? That's a different, that's a whole different thing. But going back to your question, Shaq.
Yeah. Going back to the question, I
Black
didn't mean to
Panthers'
cut you
best
off.
running backs last year were AJ Allen and Cheney, right?
Nope.
AJ Allen to me was, outside of the concussions, or I'm not going to tell you, I don't know what happened to him, right? But to me, he was the best running back on our team because you saw what he was doing to Clemson when he was healthy. Like the dude he just looked super athletic. He had speed, he had vision, he had everything. It's just he didn't get playing time, right? But when it comes to the running backs, right, it's I view it a couple of ways, right? Parrish might have been like, I don't see any NFL production coming out of here, right? So it's like, I'm going to do a 10-man rotation. I'm going to rotate with 10 people, right, or whatever. He probably didn't see an NFL future in this offense or in this program, right? So he sees that, I think they're saying he might go to Ole Miss, right? Ole Miss has good running backs, so on and so forth. So it's like, you get to become a junior, you got to think about it. Is this program or X program going to put the best resume for me out there? I don't think he was convinced we were, right? It's not. I don't think it has nothing to do with whatever running backs were in front of him because he was going to play because he's not explosive. He's just there, right? He's just there type of running back, right? But I don't think he was scared off by the competition. I think he was scared off by the scheme and the direction of where the program is going.
Yeah, and you
Oh,
know what?
you talking about Henry Parrish?
Yeah.
If that was the case, he should have left last year when he came the first year. Like, oh,
But you know what? And I felt this after obviously Henry Parrish. He had the fumble against UNC, and in the following week, I think he may have registered 3 carries in the next game because I think that was the game where they just fed Mark Fletcher. But I felt this way when Mark Rick and Thomas Brown got here. And again, this may be a subject that we differ on, but prior to them getting here, Joseph Yearby was running back one. When JoJo went up in the air with the one hand, somebody may have been hating, but somebody said he didn't catch that. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see the video. Maybe he did catch it. But I'll say this. I asked this question. It's 2 questions. Do you guys think that the secondary will be better next year? And well, that's the only question. Y'all guys think the secondary will be better next year when we look at these names of the guys that we got right here in front of us. I'll start with you, South Coast.
Okay, first, again, I refer back to the video footage from this past week or two, or before the break.
The beautiful beam footage.
You didn't see all those that NFL caliber defensive back play, swatting down the passes.
Oh,
You didn't see that? Have you forgot?
I saw pass interference.
No. That's not the point. That's not the point. The
So,
pass was not completed, so therefore, we have NFL caliber defensive back play going on.
I ain't got
But
nothing.
anyway, seriously, seriously. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves, fellas. I mean, the defensive back play has not really been. It's been kind of lacking, in my opinion. I mean, can we get a cornerback that's over 6'1"? The one thing I've noticed is the last. Ooh, somebody rolling dice, man. What's going
Oh
on?
no.
Anyway, gonna hit 12 the hard way, I hope. But anyway, you know, the last few years or so, it seems to me like the defensive backfield just seems confused. They don't understand the coverages. Guys are running, you'll have, uh, a receiver will catch the ball and the defensive backs. I mean, it's like what they don't know where to go in coverage. It's I don't know, dude. But again, I've said every just about every year, two things that I really look for is the offensive line play and the defensive back play because I, you know, maybe I'm missing something, but I have yet to really see any good cornerback coverage. And again, it goes back to either, when you line, say, two or three guys on one side of the field, the opposing team, then they don't know. It's like somebody just blows the coverage. Now these young men that Mr. Wayne has put on the board, I hope, but until I see something, see a product on the field, I don't know.
Yeah. And that was my next. That was my second question. Were you surprised when you heard that Robbie Washington was getting some snaps at defense?
No, I mean you got to give the young guys a chance just to see. Let them go out there against the greatest catching receiver in 30 plus years at Green Tree, even though they were indoors. So, but what I'm getting at is let the young ones go against the. I mean, do you realize the receivers Miami has had since at least 1993? I mean, you're talking like Reggie Wayne, folks like. But what I'm getting at is, yeah, let them get out there, let them do it. Why not?
Yeah.
You didn't recruit him to sit on the bench, did you?
Yeah. Cuban, do you think the secondary will be better next year? And are you surprised that Robbie Washington is getting the defensive back look? Because I know on our last roundtable, we kind of, towards the end of the show, we floated JoJo's name out there because I think Wayne and Birdstone and maybe someone else, indicated that, that's where JoJo started at. And a lot of people feel like he has higher upside, as a defensive back versus a wide receiver. But, not to belabor the point, what your thoughts?
My name is Duke. Did not train during spring break, by the way. So when it comes to DBs, it doesn't. I, your DBs don't matter if your D line sucks. If your D line sucks, you can have Deion Sanders and Reeves as cornerbacks, but if your D line sucks, it doesn't matter. So if the D line is not putting pressure, right, you're going to leave the DBs on an island. It goes. Are we going to have a better secondary? This is going to sound weird, but I think we are because Cam and Williams were aggressive and they were risk takers, right? And I think these dudes now are going to be a little bit scared of the coaches, and they're just going to play their position. So they're not going to gamble. They're not going to play extra. They're just going to play their spot, their position, and not do too much. And um and Cam and Will were risky players, and they were just trying to make flashy plays and the big hits and things of that nature. I don't think Gildry or Mara is going to allow that this year. So, I base things off. To me, it's if the D line is not solid, your cornerbacks are going to suck. If your D line is solid, your cornerbacks are going to look like all world. So, if you look at back our, the standard or 2001 team, right, and all these other teams, our D line was stout, right? You couldn't run left to right, and you were forced. It's like you had 2 seconds to get the ball to get rid of the ball, or else you're going to get beat up, right? But I don't know. I don't know if our defensive line is that potent, so I couldn't tell you. And with Washington being moved to quarterback, I got my friend here, Studio One. You know, he tells me that we have this great, great recruiter, but like, why don't we have quarterback, right? It's just, just my thing. It's I'm tired of having gurus that are not gurus at our program. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Well, based on again what I heard on Twitter, Daryl Porter Jr. would not classify as a Mario guy because he did not recruit him from high school.
Well, going back to your strategy, your question you had a couple of weeks ago, when do you count recruits? What was your question? What was your question? When is it 2 years before? What?
Yeah,
When is a
how long after a coach is gone does he still get credit for a player?
So when does or when does because people are give Mario credit for what was the quarterback for the Chargers?
Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert. He gets credit for that, right? I'm like, oh, all right. I mean, okay, right, but that wasn't your recruit. But Mario built, right? I
Of
don't,
course,
huh?
of course, yeah.
Yeah, Mario built, right? So I don't know. So this, Porter, he's, I don't know who he belongs to. He just showed up on the campus.
Well, according to what Twitter says, he belongs to Manny and T. Rob and BVD.
There's your answer.
Even though Tyreek Stevenson was never mind, built by a die. Anyway, Studio One. Do you think the secondary will be better, and what do you think about Robbie Washington getting burned at corner?
All right, first I want to start with because I didn't get to answer that question. I wasn't on the show. I don't give him no credit.
What
Coach,
question?
no credit.
What question? Hold up. Wait a minute. What question?
Coaches don't get no credit. A year.
Okay.
You don't get no credit. I remember what's the coach name there for the Lakers had Kobe and Shaq, couldn't win a championship. Soon as your boy get over there from Chicago Bulls, they're going to win 3 championships or 2 or whatever it was. So in my opinion, I don't care if you recruit a player, okay, what we do. You don't do nothing with them. You don't get credit if you leave and a new coach come in and win a natty. You don't get credit for that. You ain't win no natty before you left. So why are we giving you credit for what this coach is doing with your player that you couldn't get out of? So I don't buy none of that about, it's year to year, what you got now, that's what you're getting credit for. Because a lot of times, if, let's say the coach under-recruited, you as a coach got to overcome that. Now, nobody want to hear that. Oh, the previous coach, he only recorded 3-star, 2-star, so I should get an extra 3 years of coaching, y'all. No. Now, as far as the DB, I kind of agree with Cuban Kane. I think we're going to be better for these reasons. One, our D-line going to be better. I really believe that. With Harrison Hunt, I feel like some of our big dudes, like Moulton, that's where our weakness was on the line, is the interior. I think that'll be a little bit. And then your other boy, bench 705, I'm looking at him. He reminded me of what's the old number 9 we used to have back in the not so many years ago when with that Mark Rick first year?
Chad Thomas. Chad Thomas.
Who?
Chad Thomas.
No, not Chad Thomas. The big 9, not number 9, the big interior dude we had.
Norton.
Who?
Norton.
No, he was in. I'm talking about a big nose tackle that was a mean. He was on. Damn, what is his name?
You're talking about Nestor. Nestor Severo.
No,
Louisiana buddy.
That's nastier than Nelson.
Buddy from Louisiana.
Gerald Willis.
Gerald Willis.
Yes.
Yes, that guy. So I think that's gonna be better. But what he was breaking down, Williams.
Looking at studio, ain't no Gerald Willis on this line. Crazy.
No, I ain't saying we got one, but I say that 705 dude, when I saw him talk, and I'm a good judge of talent. See, I'm a fighter. I can look in your eyes and tell me if you can fight. 90% of the time. I can look at your demeanor and say, oh, this boy don't want none. Or I can look at his demeanor and say, "Oh, okay, I better be cautious. This dude might hurt me." Type, you know what I'm saying? He look like one of them dudes that's nasty. I mean, I just can see it. That's just my talent evaluation. Secondly, I like Jadarius Richards. He's a long, lengthy guy. I think he got the ability to be a lockdown. Porter, I don't have no problem with him sitting on the island by himself. I'm not worried that he's gonna get torched to death. And then the dude Powell from Washington. He just came from playing playoff ball. You don't think he fundamentally sound at least a lot better than what Miami's been developing lately? So I know if he added to the mix, that's gonna bring an immediate know what we doing in our backfield. You know what I'm saying? And then I like Jaden Harris. I like everything about Marquis. I know he say he's skinny. But we don't need him to be no run forcer like that. Just cover the pass. Pick off a few balls. Because I did a little piece. I got a little blog up that shows every time we win 10 games, it correlates to over 13 interceptions for the year as far as a total DB. Anytime we win 11 games, it's 15 or more interceptions for the whole team. Anytime we win in 6, 7, worst season, we got single-digit interceptions. Go look at the correlation. The championship teams get takeaways through the air. So until we get about 15 picks for our defense, we ain't winning 10 games. It's just a direct correlation that it's real.
I like that. I like that.
I did.
So for the final topic, which I think is gonna be interesting.